When that vampire suddenly vanished into thin air, Henry's hair stood on end. He knew he was facing a deadly foe. He kept his eyes locked on the slightest ripple in the air, relying on his years of hunting instinct to dodge a fatal strike. In the same breath, he drew the dagger hidden behind his back and, with one clean motion, slashed through the vampire's proud fangs. His calm, deliberate movements were enough to make Adam, the progenitor of all vampires, look at him with newfound respect. But Henry had gravely underestimated Adam's power. In less than a single exchange, he was thrown to the ground, nearly killed on the spot. At that desperate moment, Henry's wife rushed forward to help, only to be seized by Adam's minions. Adam, sensing her importance to Henry, chose not to kill her outright. Instead, he sank his fangs into Henry, turning him into one of his own kind, then snapped the life out of his wife before Henry's eyes. Rage consumed him, and he charged at Adam with his dagger, only to find his body refusing to strike the final blow. It was only when he caught the mocking gleam in Adam's eyes that he realized the truth. God had cursed vampires so they could never kill one another. They could only be slain by the hand of the living. From then on, Henry devoted himself to training me, passing down all his skills so that I could one day destroy Adam and his brood in his place. Yet when I discovered Henry's secret, that he himself was now a vampire, my heart was torn in every direction. In the end, I chose to part ways with him. I thought traveling alone would keep my identity hidden, but Adam uncovered me anyway when he found the pocket watch I'd left behind on the corpse of a one-eyed vampire. Soon after, the vampires captured my childhood friend, Nick, and used him as bait to lure me south for a grand masquerade ball. I knew it was a trap, but Nick was like a brother to me. I couldn't abandon him. So my companions and I rode hard through the night, heading for Adam's stronghold in New Orleans. By the time night fell, we arrived at the appointed place, only to be struck by a chilling sight. Enslaved black men and women, once treated as little more than property, now danced in the castle halls, honored as guests by their white masters. My gut screamed that something was wrong. I tightened my grip on my axe, ready to sneak inside, when a scream erupted behind me. The monsters could no longer suppress their thirst. They shed their human disguises and lunged at their unsuspecting partners. I stormed through the doors as the temperature dropped and the ambush began. Dozens of vampires swarmed, but the years of training hadn't been wasted. I was no longer the helpless boy I once was. Even though they struck from every shadow, I held my ground and pressed the advantage. Just when it seemed I might prevail, Adam's sister struck from behind, pinning me under her cloak. That was when I learned Adam's true plan. He had spared my life only to force me into killing Henry, using Nick's safety as leverage. At the brink of despair, my comrades burst in with the carriage, cutting me free. We knew this place was lost. We had to flee. The vampires gave chase, their shadows stretching closer with every heartbeat, until salvation came from an unlikely quarter. A band of enslaved men signaled us, rowing small boats to carry us across the river to a crumbling church. Looking at their ragged clothes and weary faces, yet seeing the fire still burning